Hey guys, welcome to Powerline. I'm your host Skyknight, and today we are doing another top 10. It's been a while since I did one of these top 10s. I want to break it up from the monotony of always doing deck profiles on Tuesdays, and last time I did a top 10 there was a good number of responses from it, so today we're going to do another one. So the theme for today is going to be Battleroids, and it's a very interesting topic because it's not like dragons where there's like several different types of dragons. There's Battleroids. I could have done Workeroids, but that'll be a whole different video in itself. Just as a quick disclaimer, this top 10 is only going to be based on the arts and the arts alone. It's not going to be based on the effects of any cards because I don't really care. I really don't. Kaiser will tell you I will play a card strictly on looks alone. It's why I was playing Twin Order in my Metal Borg deck as opposed to the other 10k vanilla Metal Borg because I like Twin Order a lot more. So again, just keep that in mind when we're doing this. It's just pure card art. So without further ado, let's get into the top 10 for Battleroids. So at number 10, we are going to Oracle Think Tank, which I know some people are like, Battleroids? But don't get confused, some of them are Workeroids. So the Battleroid that I'm choosing for my number 10 slot is Tankman Mode Intercept. Now if you look at this guy, it's hilarious. He's got his hand out, he's whirling his baton in his other hand. His flavor text is really interesting. Like, too bad you can't pass. I think it's good because every time I see this, I just think of Gandalf with his staff. It's like, you shall not pass! And just about to slam his little beam saber staff just on the ground. I really do like this art. I think it's very, very interesting. It grabbed my number 10 slot, and it's from Oracle Think Tank, which I didn't think I would be taking anything from Oracle Think Tank. So for my number 9 slot, I am choosing Wallboy. Now, Wallboy comes with some history, and I know its art seems kind of lame. No, just ordinary. But when I was originally playing Nova Grapplers, yeah, I know. When I was originally playing Nova Grapplers, and I was playing Blouse at the time, or I wanted to play Blouse, or I wanted to play Death Army, one of the two. I didn't want to use Ringo Clara. I didn't like the way she looked. I just didn't like her card art, and it was enough for me not to build the deck because at the time there wasn't any other heal triggers for Nova Grapplers. And so when they introduced Wallboy, I was like, yes, the art is amazing. I love it. Look at it. The little dude's just blocking all this stuff. Heal trigger, go. So Wallboy definitely takes my number 9 spot strictly because it was better than Ringo Clara. Alright, so for my number 8 spot, I have Mythgard Denny Bola. So with Mythgard Denny Bola, the art is just so sleek. Like, absolutely sleek with the smooth edges. And the guy it looks like the guy, the Battleroid is waiting just in the snow, ready to cut down somebody that's about to like do him wrong. I think it's so sleek, which is why it took my number 8 spot. And you can see that behind him, he's got the giant gun on his back, but he's holding his sword ready to cut someone down. And his flavor text is pretty cool too. Like, this is emergency measure, hand over the suspect. But really, he looks like he's about to go cut that dude in. My number 7 slot is Beast Deity Damned Leo. Now, I know it's a 10k vanilla, and I'm okay with that. But that's, again, we're not really choosing on the card's effects or lack of, for that matter. We're choosing it based on the effects or not the effects, the card art. And the art is kind of powerful. Lions have always been the sort of courage / powerful figurehead in most games, in most lores, whatever. And just to see this guy looking like he's about to summon all of his power to just wreck house is really, really good. So that's my number 7 slot. My number 6 slot is Dimensional Robo Kaiser. Now, if anyone knows me, which I'm sure you guys barely do know me, but my friends who will be watching it would know me. No, I think the recent fans would know me, but I love dual pistols. Very, very slowly. He looked like he was just ready to like jump in and into the fray with his dual pistols, and it's not just it's hard to explain, but he looked like he's ready just to tear things up with his pistols. So this is one of the cards that I do like, and it's my number 6 spot. And I think the background, which also the background is not everywhere. It's a very simple background with the explosion in the back, and he's jumping out of the explosion. So sometimes it's not just the card itself, more the background that also helps make the card. So my number 5 is Borg Miss Ghost. So the reason why I chose Miss Ghost is just because of how sleek the card looks in conjunction with the background. I think the lightning is a very nice taste for the card, especially with the color scheme of the Battleroid in itself. And it's not like it's everywhere. It's just, here's this unit shooting the gun, lightning in the back, point noted. It's just so good. And what's really interesting is I primarily hate the way Borgs look. I had some of the cards when they came out in 16 and 17 version E for us, but I didn't want to play them. I didn't like the way they look, and on top of that, I was just like, Dimensional Rebels all the way. But Miss Ghost, like after playing the build around for a bit and just seeing all the different card arts that were available, I like Miss Ghost. I don't run him because we're in Stride format, but I like Miss Ghost. I think it's a very, very good looking card. And if I were to play a Legion format only tournament and a deck, I would play Miss Ghost at 4 because I can. So for my number 3 spot, Miss Ghost. My number 4 spot, I choose Mars Blau Kluger. Now this one is interesting because when I saw this card, when it first came out, I immediately thought of like Shining Gundam. I thought of F91 when it goes into its after image mode, and that's what I got with the all the like stuff coming out of it. Even a little bit of the double X, but it doesn't have like the cannons on the back of the double X. It just reminds me of that mode where they're about to go and like destroy everything, and it doesn't help the fact that you see Mars Blau Kluger like hovering over the Earth, or what seems to be the Earth or Cray, whichever one it wants to be. It's just so good. I want to curse, but again, there's no cursing on our channel. But it is so good and so powerful. So powerful. Just the spark, the little particles on the sides for its releasing its power energy is just so powerful, which is why I chose Mars Blau Kluger for my number 4 spot. So my number 3 spot is Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Hye Kaiser. I'm saddened because I didn't get much time with him, because when we got him was in the Fighters Collection in the fall, and then we were hopping directly into Legion format, and then from Legion format we hopped directly into Stride format. So there was literally no time to play pretty much any of these Fighters Collection cards aside from a handful like Warsicle because machinings. But this card, I love this card. I think the art is so powerful. I know you guys have seen it actually on our mats, or on my mat, if we're being honest. Just the power of this poor card is so good. And some of you are looking like, well, what about the regular Hye Kaiser? Well, the regular Hye Kaiser is just as good, but the twin cans on his shoulders and the cans on his arms, I'm just like, yes. And then when you see the the docking sequence when it has with Shadow Kaiser, I was sold. I was absolutely sold. The background itself, I'm kind of wasn't too thrilled about, but I'm okay with, because the focus is actually just on Dai Kaiser itself. When I put it on my mat, that's when I was infinitely sold. So I think I was more sold when I put it on my mat against a black background. So I definitely, this is my number 3 spot, only because it looks better on a black background. My number 2 slot is going to catch a lot of people by surprise, but that's the fun about doing these top 10s. So my number 2 slot is Cosmo Roar. A lot of people are like, what is that? It's the grade 1 from set 4. Not BT04, the original set 4. This card is straight power. I've always talked about lions and tigers and how they're portrayed to be very powerful type units, and this card is no exception. You see him holding a powerful stance. You see the lightning just being shot around lightly, not like a ton of it just going everywhere, just very few sparks going everywhere. The glowing fangs from his mouth, and the pseudo wings off to the side, with the explosion in the back. I think the background does help. I don't think the foiling process does the card justice. You see what I did there? I don't think the foiling process does the card justice. But if I looked at one of the Japanese cards, because their foiling is different, I guess, the card looks so powerful, so powerful. I should have put this on one of my mats. This is dumb powerful, but I know no one's gonna remember this card, which makes it even better. So this is my number 2 slot. Now, my friends know me, and if I'm talking about Battleroids, and a lot of the dimensional robots have already entered in there, then they know that my number 1 slot is, no, it's not the ultimate. It is Super Dimensional Robo, Hye Yuusha, not Ultimate. Why? Because he's OG. This is the one card that got me into playing Dimension Please. Single-handedly, when I saw Kote play this card, I was like, yes, I'm playing this. When I saw all the Dimension Robos combined, I was like, absolutely, you got me. Megazords? Fine. Absolutely fine. But you know what? I could have been playing Blouse, because I love Gundams. Could have played Blouse. But this one, I'm like dead set on attempting to get me a playset of SP Hye Yuushas, no matter what the cost, because I love this card. Its art is just so simple. It's just him standing there, the background irrelevant. One of the things that I dislike, and I know it's like, oh, if you love it, why are you saying a dislike? I'm saying a dislike because it has to be said. I dislike that there is no like proper full art for this card. Like, there is the one where you see the different pieces and it's that, but really it's not. I think it deserves much more than what it's given. Like, if you were to check the site in the gallery, it doesn't have its own card art, but Ultimate Dai Kaiser does, which is kind of It's kind of interesting that this one doesn't have its own art. But I mean, it has the art section where it shows all the different parts of it, and that's cool, I guess. But when I wanted to make my mat, I actually didn't want to use Ultimate Dai Kaiser. I wanted to use Hye Yuusha, and between Ultimate Hye Yuusha and this Hye Yuusha, there wasn't a card art, a full art Hye Yuusha. So I was actually stuck with Ultimate Dai Kaiser, and I wasn't going to use True Dai Kaiser because I hate I hate the way True Dai Kaiser looks, and I hate the ability. I hate the card altogether, to be honest. But that's a whole different thing. Anyway, back to Hye Yuusha. Power, straight power, and this is why it's my number 1 slot. So guys, that concludes the card arts for the top 10. Make sure you put in the comment section below, what is your favorite Battleroid in terms of card art. If you want me to do another top 10 card arts, just leave that in the comment section below and I'll take a look at it. You guys have a great day and be well.